SauceBowl, 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 a better way to think. SauceBowl.
I want to, because I am recording, so I do want to introduce the show, introduce you. But this is SauceBowl, like I told you that before, but it's essentially just a platform where it's a better way to think for people. And I have people like you on to not only tell your story and plug your business, but it's genuine fun, genuine good conversation. So I always do my best to uh, do the most thought-provoking questions. It's not a gotcha type of podcast or anything like that. It's just fun, dude. It's just fun. I know you a little bit, but would you mind introducing yourself to a wider audience here? Yeah, I say wider, like just an unknown audience.
Yeah, so my name's Jacob Michaels. Let me see here really quick. Sorry,
No,
I'm trying
you're
to pin
good.
this over to my teleprompter so I can I can actually address people. Great. So my name's Jacob Michaels. I'm a local digital marketer here in Columbus, Ohio. Basically, what I do is I help local service businesses scale using a local Instagram ad strategy to basically leapfrog all their competition and absolutely dominate using Instagram ads. That's a hybrid method of paid ads and organic content together.
So when you say that, it sounds like a lot of stuff that I gotta pay for. You know what I mean? How do you
Yeah.
normally hop that obstacle when you're approaching people to essentially boost their digital presence? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like, my program's not like a one size fits all kind of solution. Like, every industry kind of has their own cost per result, cost per lead, cost per conversion, all that kind of stuff. In a long way of saying, it just kind of varies from industry to industry. Like, for example, we have success stories with my contracting client, Binmark Construction, where they were already at $1 million a year. They just wanted to take it to the next level and have more consistent, high quality lead flow. They spent like not even $1,000 and got the attention of basically a capital partner that
whoa.
put them in charge of over $16.1 million worth of renovations because they saw the ad and then they went onto their Instagram page and they went through each one of the videos that we created, the 9 videos surrounding different pain points and different things that are beliefs and how they actually think versus just showing the work, showing before and afters and all that basically lazy, boring crap like everybody's trying to turn Instagram into. So, long-winded way of saying, one, I make my program affordable enough for anyone.
Hmm.
Like, realistically, the only obstacle I have is if somebody's just flat broke and they've wrecked their credit, that's when I really can't help them. But at that point, it's kind of boils down to looking at life decisions a little bit here, too. We have people that are spending $600 a month on ad spend. We have people that are spending, $4,000 a month on ad spend. It just really depends on how many results we can generate predictably, as well as what the cost per lead is and how much they've really got on hand to do so, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. I mean, you did a good job of explaining it to me over the phone. Mind you guys, when I talked to Jacob first over the phone, he was trying to do the same pitch, and I was like, "We're actually in the same industry. Like, we're nowhere near doing the same thing." But like, he was like, "Oh, we're kind of competition." Like, I wouldn't consider us competition because you're leagues ahead of me. But at the same time, you're like, "Oh, it probably won't work because we're doing the same thing." Like, so it was interesting. But when I tell you guys that Jake is not only a fantastic human being but a fantastic businessman, I truly do mean that. Like, so I want to take you back a little bit, Jake, and so you can reintroduce yourself, give more context of like how you got such business acumen. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of tell my story because I
Hmm.
kind of was like the ultimate loser. I'll go a little deep
Really?
here.
The
So,
mind
yeah,
doesn't know when you're self-deprecating or not, right? I was part of
yeah,
the
yeah,
loser.
yeah. Well, back in the day, in a lot of ways,
Okay.
when I was really young, I got in a lot of trouble. I was the guy that was I leveraged my love of magic and everything to, yeah, of course I dropped half the deck there. I'll do that. I leveraged my love of magic and everything, and that helped me get into a lot of really good social situations. I love magic. It's taken me around the world. I was trying to do it professionally for a good bit, for about 6 years, and I got moderate success. I did 2 local TED Talks for TEDx Youth in Columbus, so like TED, the actual brand itself, and then did multiple corporate events. Got good reviews. Everything was great. A couple thousand per hour-long show. But the thing is, I couldn't get a consistent lead flow. I couldn't get consistent gig flow, and that led to a whole bit of trouble. Now, on top of that, is most people are troubled youths do, I got in trouble, and I actually got to a point where I almost, literally got locked up. I was caught basically as a kid being, your eyes got...
Bro.
When I was 18 years old. I'm 33 now. Been a good law-abiding citizen for the last, 15 years, thankfully.
Yeah.
But, I got in a lot of trouble, man, and I was basically looking at, they're like, hey, you either do this 3-year program and you do it flawlessly, or, dude, you're going away for 6 months plus.
My God.
And, I'm not a very, I'll just say this, I wouldn't survive well on the inside.
Me either.
And luckily, I got everything done. I got the program completed in 1 year, changed my life during that times when I was doing the TED events and stuff like that. And it was about 23 years old when I remember I did my last gig for the Delaware County Health Department. I did that gig. I got out of there. It was an atrocious gig. I couldn't get anybody to do almost anything I told them to do. Everything went wrong. But it was still a good show regardless, because I'm good at playing that off. And I remember looking at my girlfriend at the time and being like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Wait, so what do you mean they're at a magic show? What do you mean they didn't participate?
A corporate event. So corporate events, they bring in entertainment, they bring in a keynote speaker for, platform stage, but you're realistically, man, you're competing with a bowl of mashed potatoes. They wanted me to perform when they ate, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And I get there and they do it anyway. Right?
Oh, they shafted you essentially. Right.
Yeah, and it's not like a magic show where it's visual magic. It's more like, stuff along the lines of where do I have a pin here? To give you kind of an idea, it's more along the lines of this stuff. Here, I'll tell you what. I want you to just clear your mind for a second. Think of a 2-digit number for me. Hold on, don't say it. Okay. That's what I need. Okay. And I want you to just name whatever that 2-digit number is that came into your mind there.
Actually tell you? All right.
Yeah.
22?
Really? You know what's funny? Do you feel like that was your choice, or do you feel like that was something I put in your head?
I think you put it in my head, dude. Not
BS. Funny? It's funny? And I half-assed this doing it at the table. I don't know if that's visible or not there.
No, for those who can't see and are just listening, it does say 22.
It is 22. Now, here's the crazy part about that. As well, I can prove I put it in your head. Because my birthday is October 22nd.
What? Dude, hold on, man.
It's very, very hard to see there. We can put in a cut if we want to, but no, my birthday on there, I swear to God, is October 22nd.
I'll cut it in post, don't worry.
Yeah, go research it. So I was doing a show like that where, it's not like a magic show where it's ooh, look, fun, dude. I could do all that stuff. That wasn't what I did. And, when you're trying to compete with a bowl of mashed potatoes, you're going to lose. So long story short, I just remember going, I don't think I want to do this professionally anymore. I'm just not feeling it. And about that time, I picked up the camera. And I was, didn't have a honker like this guy or any of the other ones about sitting over we showed a second ago. But I got a Canon T6i for Christmas because I was doing a YouTube channel for magicians. And I really just went all in on that. And I just naturally understood framing, lighting. I took some direction going to Parker Walbeck's full-time filmmaker and emulating what he was doing. But I just had that ability just to pick this up. I think it must be the magician in me that was creating stuff because it just made sense.
Yeah.
And then the first year I was getting inquiries from businesses and stuff like that to help them with stuff. I didn't really know what I was doing. This is like in 2020. It was like 2017, 18. In 2018, I got, into 2017, into 2018, I was traveling around the country, starting to do stuff, but I was still working part-time as a restaurant server. I was over at Cap City in Dublin and Columbus, Ohio. And then into 2018, going to 2019, I actually got the offer to go to England and film a magic reality TV show. And I went and did that. That sizzle reel I created from that. We actually didn't end up getting the TV show contracts. We took all the footage instead and turned it into an instructional project, teaching magicians how to take small like things like this and how do you make it television scale? How do you make this bigger, essentially, than it was? Here, come back here. Come back.
Yeah, I love these camera tricks, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a nerd for it.
Oh, it's fun. I'll give you the full, dude. I'll give you the full everything if you want. I've got a templated approach for this.
Bet.
But long story short, it just made sense, and I'd stuck on the camera for a number of years. I had my ups and downs. I gained at one point like 50 pounds. I've actually just recently lost about 60, 70 pounds, so I'm just now back to like a normal kind of human size for what I'm supposed to be, according to the BMI index and all that. And during that time, I just realized I was giving people videos, but they had no idea what they're doing with them. So, like, I had accomplishments. Like, I had a manufacturing company that we turned their sales process, making children's museum and science centers, from this to being like this, where they could then reject work. Like, we easily have made them probably about $100 million over the last 7 years.
Whoa.
And and these are people that don't like to listen. They like to do it their way. And I had to come in and basically go, no, this is how you do this. Don't be stupid, about things. And that works some of the time. But I just kept having this, I just kept realizing I'm giving these people these videos and they're just not using them in the way that's going to actually get them any results. And that actually broke my confidence in what I did for a while. And I faltered. There's a period of time between 2023 and 2024 where I gained all this weight, business faltered and everything. I generated most of my stuff from Facebook and doing that organically, scaling up to 8.1K followers on there. Again, traveling around the world and other people's money. This time I was going to Brazil, I was going to Denmark, I was in Greece, I was in the UK, I was in Canada, I was everywhere doing this stuff. But I just realized that I can't have a relationship with people on this. I was capping my income because the scalability of what I could make with the time I had free, being on 16 planes a month. So, I was spending probably 5 or 6, maybe even up to 10 days sometimes worth of time on planes every month.
I remember you telling me that. I'm like, dude, that's forever. In the span of a month, dude, you're confined into that airway. That would be exhausting. You know what I mean? But people would look at it like, oh, you're living the high life. You're doing the business thing that we all aspire to do. It's like, there's a cost to it. Like,
exactly. Everything has its cost, man. And I watched my grandmother's like my mom. I watched her. I missed out on her last stages of life, really. I've never really fully kind of came back from that. And I've just kind of recently learned the serenity to kind of accept that I was just doing what I was doing and she was happy with me regardless. But then it just became one of those things where I realized, like, okay, I've got to figure this out and localize. So I took all of that stuff that I'd got from doing all these big companies, helping, exhaust and catalytic companies, create videos that, we got to get the contract for electric rotors for Honda instead, because if we don't, our industry is going to die in 10 years.
Yeah.
Helping them out, like helping manufacturers get a ton of money, helping, e-com companies do this stuff, even though I don't touch e-com personally for ads and stuff. Big difference. If you're an e-com company watching this, I'll refer you to a good person, but don't expect me to do it. That being said, like, I got a lot of results, but then I realized I've got to be able to have these people actually do the work, actually do things correctly. So I flipped my business over to consulting business, where I provided the video for local businesses right here in Columbus, Ohio. I flipped over the platform to Instagram because I noticed a huge shift of attention where just like 50 years ago, if you're on the front of the newspaper, you'd be crushing. Everyone knew who you were, saw you daily. That obviously doesn't apply anymore because 26 years ago, everyone raced onto Google. And if you're one of the first business on Google, for those first 15 years, it was great. But now it's so saturated that you're competing not with like 5 or 6 other businesses, you're competing with dozens and dozens and dozens.
Thousands, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then go on to today, where if you look, really a lot of these local service businesses in our area, they're struggling to get on Google, and their competing people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on Google, sometimes just per month, when really they can go over to somewhere like Instagram, which is a completely blue ocean, where everyone's treating it as a gallery. Everyone's treating it as a cute little project that they put like their teenager on hand, or they put graphic posts up that don't sell or don't nurture anyone. They think they do for some reason. And they're missing out on this whole opportunity that's on here. And I'm not talking just running like meta ads and stuff like that. I'm talking like real human, personally branded advertising and a hybrid method of advertising mixed with organic content that is going to get people to know, like, and trust who you are, and slow cook them even over time so that they actually want to do business with you before they even reach out, right?
They know what you do, they know how you feel, and they know what you're executing on a daily basis because it's in front of their face, right?
Exactly.
I want to, my bad, man. I want to just ask one more question, like, when it came to magicianship and production, like, do you feel like your ability to produce people helped you when you got a camera in your hand? Because it's essentially the same thing, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. It helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because in magic and in all this stuff, anything showmanship related, because I also play music and stuff too, but I'm not like a creative musician. I just do covers. I love covers. I've got 2 guitars behind me and then another 6 downstairs with 3 ukuleles and everything else. You have to make your audience. And it's the same thing in marketing. Like you make your audience, right? You have to be able to build them up, and your attitude, your everything you do is a visual suggestion, right? Like everything is important in every move. And if you can figure out how to add a 1% on to everything you do, like every day, if I can just add 1% onto what I do, it takes 100 days and I'm like 100% better. I've 2x'd,
Yeah.
But we can add on like something small every single day.
Whoa,
then basically what happens is that people... Oh, what?
No, I saw that ring move. Like, how did that happen? No, all right. So for everybody loves the audio as much as the video. Like, he's doing magic tricks at the same time talking about his production company. I'm like, this is insane. like who is this guy? It feels like AI right now. No, dude, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I had to do it. I'm like, I do that all the time. I'll do like something small that's really visual like that. I'm like, and I'll be like, what are you talking about? And then all the other people are looking at like, what are you talking about? Because then consensus equals reality, which I guess plays into what we're talking about too.
Yeah.
This is kind of a good example of this, right? Like, the thing is this. In marketing too, it doesn't matter if the consensus out there is that you are highly successful and you are great at what you do and that you are a real human that people want to do business with. It does not matter if 1 or 2 people are like, oh no, screw that guy, I don't like him. It doesn't matter, because the consensus is going to create the reality of what is actually going on, right? It's about like that. Like, the thing is, I'll do that to people all the time. They're like, oh, you saw a ring? I just made the ring float from hand to hand. And I'll be like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about this thing? That's just like, and they're like, and then everyone's like, kind of like, and then I'll do it again randomly when because people start talking and naturally breaking conversation. I'll just make eye contact with them, make eye contact with me, and I'll go and do it again. And they're like, dude, did it again. And then they're like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, yeah, you've been watching me this whole time. So then they start to question themselves for a second. That really screws with them. But then I'll do it for the whole group, and they'll be like, oh, okay. Then it gets even funnier because suddenly it's now a buildup of this big tension release.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, it's the same thing in marketing. Like the magician stuff really helped with it because it allowed me to understand how to make my audience. It allowed me to understand movement and how emotions and things formulate. But on top of that, it really made me understand, like, how do you put on a show? Like,
tell me more.
If we opened up my dashboard, I posted about this yesterday. If we open my dashboard right now on Instagram, I have approximately 3 football stadiums worth of eyes on my content every single month. About 300,000 plus, right? You have to think. If you have 3 football stadiums worth of people on your stuff and you're posting up graphic posts, you're posting up little trendy dance videos and crap to try and represent your business because you don't know what you're doing, dude, you're basically wasting their time.
Right.
Like, people need to go to your stuff and see a Super Bowl level show, right? And that's what really, really helped me. Like, the magic stuff really showed me that because, like, there's a long time I did magic stuff that only I was interested in. Only I would find it really cool. But then I could do something simple, like, say, something simple and relatable, where, like, say we had, like, I don't know, I'll get some money here. Like, we have, like, what? Five singles, for example. Right? Like, to magicians, what I'm about to show you is not going to be super impressive, but to normal people, taking that and turning that visually into, yeah, exactly, turning that visually into now 520s that are actually really handoutable, that's real money.
How'd you do that? What the heck?
It's super, super impressive. Versus a magician wouldn't be fooled by that. Right? You have to know your audience. That's a big thing. Like, if you, like, it doesn't matter how much, like, I have to tell my clients all the time, like, you know, like, some of them are making, like, content that they're contractors, but they're making content that's talking about, contractors, the contractor life and stuff like that. But the thing is, that's appealing and drawing in other contractors. That's not appealing to normal people. What normal people want to know is, how do you think? How can you help me? And what kind of person you are. Like, dude, on your stories, it's like your Instagram profile is the show, but your Instagram stories are episodes.
Yeah, it's like your subconscious coming out. You know, you get to show people how you think.
That's it. And you need to make it real and raw and organic. Like, the amount of times I tell my clients, like, bro, quit this graphic post shit in your stories. I'm done with it. Or quit making content talking to other contractors. Make content talking to your audience.
Yeah. Right?
Like, you know, if you're trying to recruit people, that's cool. Talk to other contractors. But if you're not trying to recruit people, what are you doing? But it helped me a lot with that, is the long and the short of it, right? Like, it's just understanding what's in it for your clientele, what is keeping them up at night, what are their pain points, and who do they really want to do business with? And what aspects of your personality are really savory, appealing, and you can showcase that make you really human and bridge a connection through that, you know, almost like a beam of, like, I always like to imagine like it's a beam of light coming from me to the camera, and it's connecting with everybody that watches that video going forward. It's connecting us in a big energy beam. I need to feel that. I need to feel that personally, so that way they can feel it too. And it's a weird inner game thing on top of that, but it's really important, right?
It is important, dude. I can tell that you refined exactly who you are over the last 15 or so years. Like, when you were figuring that out, when did it click? And when it did click, did you know exactly how to portray that to your audience? Or did it still take steps or baby steps? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Please.
I still think in a lot of ways, I'm still figuring that out, because this is the thing, right? And I don't want to make this like a huge self-improvement,
right,
all this stuff. I've had so many episodes on and off of life. Like, I mean, maybe I'll send you a picture what I looked like a little under a year ago.
We saw that driver's license.
Yeah. I look like a completely different person, but I was like 200. I was almost like I was like 225 pounds or so.
Mm.
And I'm not a big guy. I'm like 5'9". I'm a normal size dude. But I was unhealthy. I was losing my hair, and I've grown my hair back too because I took all this massive action. But the thing was, I had so many things inside of me that just weren't congruent, and I've thought I'd worked them out multiple times in my life. I mean, really, it was just in the last month, honestly. Like, just to be kind of real with everyone watching, I had this big turning point where I really turned over to God. And I shunned spirituality and everything for a long time. I still don't think I fully understand like what my spirituality really is. I'm still kind of developing that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a constant thing. Like, I think that like the path of Jesus is great, but at the same time, it's for me more in line with walking the path of him rather than maybe, it's still up for debate for me whether or not it's like this is a book of really amazing stories that kind of speak the language of the unconscious mind and metaphors and everything, or whether this is like, oh, this really happened,
Even
that kind
for
of stuff.
the most refined of like Christians or people who follow Jesus, it's not something you were supposed to fully understand. You know what I mean? Like, so I agree with people who aren't as spiritual or even atheists. They're like, hey, I can't really follow it, so how am I supposed to walk that way? I'm like, I mean, that's a good point. Like, but it's more so about holding that mirror up to yourself.
That's
And when you do that, you have to be completely honest with who you see and what you see. And if what you see is completely toxic, then you got to be honest about how you're going to make that change and cut things out, or add things. So it's perfect that you're saying that, because a lot of the people listening have either gone through that or are going through that. And when I go through it on a daily basis, sometimes I'm like, yeah, the things that are trying to come back into my life, I have to keep them out. What boundaries do I need to put up? What barriers, what fences, what do I need to add or subtract to stay on the path where I'm going? Because I used to smoke for a while, dude, and now that I'm not smoking, I get to talk to people like you. And it's like, okay, there's no need to keep doing it. There's no need to go back or revert back to your old self when it's dead, No.
Yeah, that speaks highly to me, man. You're right. I mean, it's like taking steps forward, not back. And I think when it hit for me, honestly, there's been a few times where it's hit for me where like, because you go through life all the time where you're like, I've got this thing completely figured out, and then you realize, dude, I have nothing figured out. Every time I completely empty my cup, things get better. So like in the last month, believe it or not, like I was doing a trip actually out to Oklahoma City doing a gig for one of my legacy manufacturing clients. So I don't really travel for work very much anymore, but when I do, it's for clients that I've, basically I feel they've been really kind to me when I would have given me a chance.
Yeah.
And I just continue to be a great service provider for them, and just they have to understand that they have to pay the price. It's not, like they had me for back in like 2019, they had me at like $20, $30 an hour, and it don't work like that anymore. Right? You're not getting me out of this state for less than like 10 grand anymore.
Wow.
Unless it's something I really want to do. Like if Illusionist called me up, the CEO of Illusion, like, Jake, this is Goriant from that, and be like, Jake, we've got a magic product and we want to film it. We're going to be doing it here, and we want to bring you on as the camera guy. Cool, let's do it. I don't care if you're paying me $500 a day. Let's go. I'm down for that. I love that stuff. But it's because I have the option to take that because of the way things have played out, right? But long story short, finding myself has really been something that really came to a head, honestly, in the last month on the personal side. On the business side, I've kind of always had this persona I could snap into. Just the difference between a month, like that me that started developing a month or so ago to now, and that person that's been that way for a while, was I think I've become a lot more genuine because I don't have that anxiety. I don't have that separation, like I used to. Now, also helping that too is, getting my health revitalized, adding things in. Like right now I'm on CMAX plus peptides. I'm on NAD plus peptides. I'm on GHK plus peptides. I'm on Samoralin peptides. So peptides are great because they they basically produce different things in the body with very little side effects. Now they're still open, everything like NAD plus, for example, helps with longevity and helps with brain function, everything. So I've noticed since injecting I'm my house cleaners just left actually.
I want you guys to hear the subtle flexes. He said, "Yeah, I'm not getting out of bed for less than 10 grand."
Well, yeah, no, it's just
he's
getting
a
out
humble
of the,
dude.
out
I'm
of the
just playing.
state.
Yeah,
Like I'll give you an example. Like,
he's a
but
humble
just
guy.
the other
I'm just
day, one of
playing.
my mentors'
Mhm.
daughters, like this is yesterday. It was just today. Today's Wednesday. Yeah. So no, Monday. Monday. So one of my mentors and really good friends who's gone through a lot, local here in Columbus. His daughters got like in the top 1,000 to be possibly on Shark Tank for their product. They've got their company. So, they don't have unlimited pockets. So like for me, I'm like, yo, I went out and just gave them service. I mean, it was a long shooting day and it wasn't like pay my videographer out to go out and do this. I had to do it because my videographer is not going to be like, oh, these are your friends, go do it.
Right.
And
that's weird.
I'm just like, I'll just do it because it's, I need to direct this a lot more. This guy's used to shooting local ads. This is a pitch for Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm.
So went out and directed that all day. I mean, to give you an idea, like I didn't even ask for any money other than like, yo, would you mind covering the editing costs? And they paid me a decent fee, but it's not like anything like I'd normally, charge.
Right.
So I don't want to get it twisted that like money's the only focus. For me, it's all about if I can produce results and help people achieve their dreams in business. That is really my main focus. And I mean, like we have clients sometimes that I'll be real, like their initial stuff we put in, ads are a very volatile beast. And they might be like I've had clients that left the program and then they call me back and they're like, Jake, I know I didn't go for the next step in working with you here where we had you on retainer, but I'm having some serious problems here. Okay, let's go on a Zoom call and have a look at it. And like
that's just being a good dude, though. You know what I mean? That's just like for the love of the game. Like, hey, bro, you gave me help. I'm gonna give you help free of whatever the cost would be to be in the program because I love you. I love this. Like, that's just being a good person. Like,
yeah, we have a guy launching after I get off this. That he started the program back in October. Ran it for about 2 weeks and just didn't have anything set up, and he got super busy because he's running a multi-million-dollar epoxy and floor polishing business, and just said, I'm gonna turn the ads off. We can come back to this. And he's like, yo, I'm ready to turn the ads on now. And I'm like, let's go. And we'll continue his 3 months in the program now, because at the end of the day, it just boils down to like, you'll align with this. I'm here for the long game. I'm all about the game. And don't get me wrong, I get screwed over all the time because I genuinely care, but at the same time, I don't mind to take a hit if it means that I'm going to produce results. Like there's this old like the Beatles, right? I love the Beatles. I've got like the Yellow Submarine Lego like right there in the background. And I actually saw Paul McCartney back in November, and it's one of the greatest shows. I took my 78-year-old grandfather and my dad, who both have never really had a ton of money in their life, to go see
Paul
McCartney. $1,000 a ticket for the nosebleeds, and I fronted all that for us because it mattered. So then I spent $800 on merch because I fucking love Paul McCartney.
Yeah, why not?
Long story short, in the Beatles song "The End," which is technically their final song, because Abbey Road is really the final album. Let It Be came out afterwards, but it had already been recorded. There's this ending thing that, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. And that's really always been something that it's actually choking me up a little bit.
It's simple, really but it's the impact that it has is eternal. Like, truthfully. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no, man. I don't mean to step on anything. It's just, it's going from somebody that, I came from a family life that was really kind of, there was love there, but it wasn't really, it wasn't typical. It wasn't a great family life and everything. I look at it and I just now realize, like I'm explaining to my clients too, where they're like, oh, so-and-so screwing around again. I'm like, bro, you just don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Like my leads sometimes, I'll have a sales call with them on a Monday and it'll be 4 weeks before they're finally ready to get back together. But you never know what's going on behind the scenes. Their business could be really failing.
Yeah.
they screwed their credit up beyond belief, and there's no way I can really help them because they can't leverage anything. They could have a failing marriage. And at the end of the day, I would much rather be a kind, understanding human being that they know, like, and trust, and just give that understanding and love than make it money, 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 money. And if I did make it money, 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 I'd be way better off. Trust me. But I just can't do that because I've been in that world. Like growing up, some of my family were like that and stuff, and I just, I can't get behind that mentality of I take the coins off of a dead woman's eyes.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, what's the point of being super rich if you lose humanity? And I'm not talking like being disconnected from the common man or whatever. I'm like, yo, no, you lose all sense of what being a person is outside of a paycheck or your next million. You know what I mean? It's not fair to the people around you.
Yeah. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Like, what's your legacy going to be?
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to write on your tombstone? Like, I don't have any interest in children, all that stuff. I kind of just realized that I've come from really kind of bad upbringing situation. Would that probably make me a better father? Yeah, but I just don't want to chance it. So for me, it's like that's not in the cards for me. So I have to figure out where's my legacy going to be outside of that. And I realize it's going to be with the genuine love, the results, the dreams that I help business owners make happen, right? Mm-hmm. And that's it. I would much rather make a dream happen than have a paycheck. Help someone's dream happen, then extract money from them. It's for me, it's all about that. Like, doesn't mean I can do everything for free. Right. I wish I could, because there's still
nice, but
and everything. But it's one of those things. Like, just being, I think we've just lost so much humanity, because that's another part of the social media thing, right? Like, social media is completely fake, right? And if we can bring a little bit of genuineness to it, it pays back in dividends, absolutely in dividends. Like,
when you say fake, what do you mean? Because there's real people on there, like, there's the dead internet theory. So, and I do understand what you mean, like, from a homogenized standpoint that it's fake, but like, can you go a little deeper, like every interaction or how the medium is? Like, me and you were talking through something through black screens, right, or a camera lens. I would consider that fake, but the genuine interaction we're having isn't. So what do you mean?
Got you. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. What you mean. So what I'm talking about is this. The truth is, we can make whatever story we want to and make the consensus really believe it using social media.
Okay.
Right? Like, I'll give you an example. It doesn't matter to give this example because I think we're all good, because she's killing it now and she has enough social proof to blow it up. So Brittany's one of my clients, and I love Brittany. She's amazing. She's a local interior designer here in Columbus, Ohio, that is one of my favorite success stories to highlight, because she came to me with between 0 and 1 lead a month. And she left corporate America. She burnt out. She was trying to do everything she could on the side of like SEO and all this crap she was told to do by people. And it ruined her Instagram profile. It was flagging it, saying, like, hey, you got to be careful of this account. And we had to restart her social media from scratch. But she had 0 leads and 0 proof. She had never done residential home interior designing other than, like just helping friends at little bits and bobs, right? Mm-hmm. And we created her ad and got her out there. Excuse me. And she's crushing it now. Absolutely crushing it. Hold on. I think
Yeah, you're good. Crushing it, like, in terms of...
Is
that a glue bottle? What the heck?
Yeah, it's just a little something.
Yo, dude, you talk all the marketing game, and I forget you're a magician. What the heck? Like, this is, you're pulling the wool over my eyes.
Some of these gags are just like, they go, whoa! They just completely blow you away. And then you do the thumbs up, and you realize, that's how that goes. I just have to throw them in sometimes. Those are my retention points. But no, she had no real social proof. But people aligned with her on a personal level, and we created this imagery on social media that now is easily makes, like, I mean, I haven't talked to Brittany in a couple months, but I know the first two, this is 9 months after the program. You know, she had done her 3 months. The first month she made 11 grand off of $600 of ad spend.
Mm-hmm.
Ching. Then I know 9 months later, the first 2 weeks of January, we finally got back and redid her client success testimony. She's been so busy. She had already contracted 17.5K the first 2 weeks of January, and everybody else was scrambling for leads. Right?
Good Lord.
Yeah, and this is still, I'm like, how much ad spend are you spending, Brittany, per month? Oh, I'm still spending $600. Holy crap.
So the quality of that $600, what you're putting in from your program, clearly exponentially grows any business you're around.
Oh, that's the ad spend. That's the ad spend she's spending. Honestly, if she scaled that up and put in, there's an element of the program she refuses to do for some reason. If she'd put the appointment setter in place to make that easier and been able, she could scale like crazy. But it's hard for her to do more of the service delivery because she's a little disorganized. But the moral of the story, the reason I say all this is that we didn't have any social proof. We didn't have any proof of what we did here, but we still made it happen.
No data.
But the way we bridged that was by also catching the genuine everything else surrounding that, right? We used the genuineness to encapsulate that. And that's what I try and hit with people, because so many people want it to be like an AI solution or something like that. People are done talking to robots. Use your AI. Your AI right now, use it for ideas and things like that. Getting general maybe drafts of things, but like it is not a end-to-end solution.
Right.
No.
People are the end-to-end solution.
Mm-hmm. And genuine connection. Like, you have to be genuine. I am incapable of not being genuine, because I have too big of a mouth. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
When I'm in a good state and everything, which thankfully I've been in a good state for a while, but last month it's been elevated beyond belief, like I said. But like, it's all about your state, and it's all understanding that like a lot of what you're seeing on social media is fake, and that's okay. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Right. But the person on the other end, if you actually communicate with them, that's the real side of it. And the more realness we can add into this fake world, that 90% of it is fake, the better.
So knowing that it's fake will help you become real.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Imperfection. Like, we don't characterize art by its perfections. We characterize art by its imperfections.
By the person.
It's a reflection of it's a reflection, again, like we kind of said earlier, spirituality. It's a reflection of humanity. It's a reflection of the imperfect nature of humans, right?
I want to tell people, like, when Jake called, he like messaged me on Instagram, and for a few like months I didn't hit him back, but when I hit him back, I was like, all right, I've seen enough social proof, like you were saying, to reach out for a call. When we did that call and I told him what I did, what I was into, he was like, yeah, this isn't going to work because we're in the same line of business. I'd be helping my competition. But what the beautiful part about that is like, he actually stayed and had a conversation when he had no reason to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just told you what he does for clients and how much money he scales, and he told you everything he was doing before he went local. Like, so the fact that you were talking to me, like, as a person, I just want people to know and understand that you're exactly who you say you are. Like, and I'm glad people get to hear you long form talk about it, because it's like, if they just see Jakob Michaels on Instagram, they might not give you the same credit that they would give you if they didn't hear you long form talk about your struggles, talk about being from zero, talking about self-growth, and talking about how you help other people scale because you want to provide value and impact versus just making money. Dude, it's awesome. Like, do you think AI will eventually become end-to-end? Because they do like video clones, voice clones now, appointment setting, all that good stuff, and it's stuff that I look into, but without actually, the only reason I'm supremely hesitant about integrating it completely is it's because there's not another person on the end making sure that the stuff works all the time, or that the person that you're reaching out to is getting the value that you're trying to provide, as if I were to call you myself. What do you think?
I'd say this. I think it will eventually be an end, but it starts the normalization process, and I think sadly that normalization process also comes with a side effect of humanity basically starting to starting to not listen to our own inner voice. And this is what I mean. Whether you watch, like, how to put this, like, my grandfather is 78 years old. And he's not an idiot, but he's older, right? He doesn't fully know this stuff.
Yeah, he's
and he
just
doesn't
not
have
savvy.
Yeah, like he believed like this video show, man, oh, this is an amazing story of like, because we both love the Beatles, took him to see Paul McCartney. So he sent me this reel saying like, oh, this is a story of like how Eleanor Rigby was written. And I'm like going in my head like, yo, I've read a ton of Beatles biography and every article you can imagine. I'm a prolific scroll of the internet and read an article and learn about history.
Mm-hmm.
This is not how Eleanor Rigby was created. It was not a woman that, was given Paul's Hofner bass on a it's just a ridiculous. Yeah, I had to explain to him like Papal, this is not true. Well, it says right here, and it's like, no, dude, not everything on the internet is real, dude. Like,
just because it has the flashy subtitles. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it boils down to this. I think psychically, at like a psychic, spiritual, whatever level, psychic is a good word, like the mental, emotional level, we can feel
physiological
when we're talking to a robot. Or when we're viewing something that is in fact manufactured. I think we can feel it.
Okay.
And what happens is this, right? We don't trust that immediately. Like, I think that's why we're not seeing a butt ton of really successful AI purely generated ads. We're seeing ads for AI things that sell you to generate AI ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we're not really seeing that as much because, like, the other thing too is I would be kind of a bit miffed, we'll say, if I like watched a 10-minute video like my video that I send out to people that's, my value video about, breaking down how this strategy works, how people dominate here in Columbus. DM me ads on Instagram if you want.
Shameless.
But like, if people had watched that and realized that was just an AI that I had written, I'd cloned my voice, and that like it just did all that, they would be pissed. I would be pissed if I was in their shoes.
Yeah.
It's just like it tell you what, it's just like, again, it just takes away from that genuineness and that realness, because we're in such a huge trust recession right now. Like, everyone's feeling it, man. It's getting harder to close deals. Pocketbooks are closing up tighter, and Google reviews, only about 48% of the population even trust those things, period, anymore. Like, the truth is, people are more and more distrusting than they ever have been. And AI created blah, blah, blah just does not cut the chut. It does not produce something that at a human level we feel is being genuine. And I think we can feel it. I don't know if that makes sense, but we can feel it even if we can't mentally perceive it.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
It's because you use your brain and critical thinking skills. So like, but B, if you get bypassed that first level and you don't understand that something's an AI that's talking to you or communicating, it's gonna. My mom has a story. She was listening to gospel music, during a time in her life, and then when she realized it was AI, she had a really adverse reaction. And I was listening to the story. I'm like, I mean, you shouldn't. If it's giving you the same feeling, you shouldn't really feel adverse. She was like, no, I need a person to make me feel this. I need to hear the imperfections in their voice. And I'm like, yeah, no, that I can agree with that. I really can. But I'm not gonna sit up here and be completely adverse if it accomplished the same feeling. If it got you to where you needed to be, to where you can go back to connecting with people. And it is a slippery slope because you don't want to run the AI to be your therapist or to be your friend or girlfriend or, you know what I mean? But hearing a song that's mathematically perfect that can generate a feeling isn't necessarily as bad as like what you're saying. Like, no, did you watch the Super Bowl advertisements and everything? Like, did you see a lot of those?
I didn't actually.
So there was a couple of tasteful AI ad videos, but overall, if you go through and you look at those videos and you look at the reactions, it was very distasteful from
Mm-hmm.
the Google reviews, for lack of a better term. There was a I'll send you
Yeah.
the Dunkin' Donuts video that Ben Affleck did
Oh
where
yeah,
they
please do.
where they retouched all their faces and everything, and it was okay. But I was like, it would be better if they didn't use AI and just made them tried to make them look younger with regular makeup and everything like that. Even though I understood what they were trying to do, so
Yeah.
it's like, especially being in video and everything, it's more imperative than ever that people know that people are not only behind the camera but in front of the camera. Would you say?
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. It's super important because, like, again, humans want to follow the humans. I'll give you a good
Mm-hmm.
example of this. So, like, all right, I pulled this up in my presentation, so I'm showing people why this method kills. So, Microsoft has 4.5 million followers as of the time of a screenshot I took for my presentation, which was about a month ago.
It's probably more.
Yeah, well, it's on Instagram. It's 4.5 million right now.
Right.
Bill Gates, 12.2 million. And if you look across CEOs, like if you look at Virgin versus Richard Branson, same thing. And exponentially more is going towards Richard Branson than Virgin. Now, I know we're talking all of like these controversial figures right now due to these files that are out, but let's just use this. Let's just sidestep the political blah, 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 and look at it for
we're
what
just talking numbers right now. Yeah.
it says that people want to align with other humans more than they want to align with faceless brand identities. Now, I'm not saying take your, your construction company that is, because maybe it's my buddy Cody, Benmark LLC. I didn't, when Cody came in, he's like, well, should it be Rucker Construction or just Cody Rucker? I'm like, no, dude, it's still Benmark Construction LLC. It's just, it's going to be focused on you as Cody. You're going to be the human inside of these videos because you're the one people want to do business with. You're the person that closes $10 million deals for then your capital partners go back and go, how in the hell did you actually close this? We only got like $1.10 per square foot. You got like $2.50 per square foot. How the hell did you do this?
Yeah.
Like it's all about the human presence. Like that's really it. Like personal brands we're going back to grassroots, right? Personal brands are what people want to be really aligned with.
Yeah.
Like
I want to say it's like, I'm not sure if I'm using the right word. It's like pretty Socratic, you know what I mean? Grassroots is a better word, but like it reminds me of like how the philosophers and poets and everything, they were all on their soapboxes back in like Roman times. And they're like, "Oh, I like the way he says it better," so there's a crowd around him. But when somebody new comes in, it gets rejected until you get that social proof and validation. It's like that for businesses now. But my
yeah.
question is, the deeper question I have is like, shouldn't a business still be automated to the point to where, let's say, if for this podcast specifically, because it's the best example I can think of, somebody should be able to come in and do exactly what I'm doing because the business entity is that good and it's automated and it's standardized. Is that not where we're at anymore? Because you're saying it's the person, and that's true.
Yeah. I'll give you an example of somewhere that I think has done this really well.
Yeah.
It's Apple. Like Tim Cook is still, you don't think Tim Cook, Steve Jobs did this really well. They're a huge company. And yes, they're very automated. I think they're still, as you grow in scale, it's understanding that you must automate and be able to outsource yourself. You must buy back your time, right? Like, I don't want to be the person, as much as I actually enjoy it, doing the sales meetings, doing the discovery calls forever, right? There's someone that can do it better than me, right? At the end of the day, it's still going to be me doing a lot of the service delivery and the side of like the coaching and consulting, occasionally still going out and doing the video myself, but even that's outsourced for me for the most part. Like if I really wanted to, I'm like, yo, Bryce, go out and shoot this. Boom. He goes out and does it. But it's just like, but there's still like, you have to outsource yourself and buy your time back eventually, unless you want to absolutely go dead. But at the same time, it's important to have that human touch to it. Like I think Apple does it well because even though we are. Even though they basically have this really automated big technology business, still, when you go to see, when the keynotes come up and they're announcing new products or whatever, Tim Cook is out there doing his thing. Formerly, who's the guy? I can't remember who the gray-haired guy is. They're grooming someone else apparently to be the new CEO of Apple right now, and they're slowly introducing him in as well. He's doing more and more of these things. Yeah, I watched a few videos on it a few weeks ago because Tim Cook is on his way out, from my understanding, and they're grooming somebody new for it. And it's pretty obvious. Who was it? Front Page Tech. That guy, is it Jeremy Prosser is his name? I'm not sure. He did a whole video on it, and the case that he made for why they're going to make this guy the next CEO is really strong, and I believe him. They've been talking about Tim Cook going out for a while, but like there's still a human element to it. Like, it's humans presenting things, not just like big elaborate videos of the voiceover and that's it. It's still, they're there pulling the devices up, showing them and everything, all that kind of stuff. And that's still across the board for any launch, whether it's DJI, they still do that, whether it's Insta360, whether that's Microsoft even does that, even though they don't do it quite as well, in my opinion. It's a whole thing. Like, you still have to have that human element, but yeah, you do have to automate eventually to basically have the least amount of operational drag to get said result. But you don't do that until you have so much overwhelming social proof that you can do that,
right?
In my opinion, right? Because then it becomes this person's taking over this because this guy is so busy because he's crushing so hard. It makes sense, right?
Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it. You think, is the guy's name John Turnus? Is that who you were thinking of?
Yes, John Turnus.
Cool.
That's him, John Turnus. That's the guy that I bet's going to be the next CEO of Apple. That is my March of 2026 prediction.
Hopefully they can make their cameras better. We'll see. But, dude, I know I didn't want to take up too much of your time because you are a busy person. But thank you. A. B. Where do you feel that people will get the most value from you? Is it long-form conversations like this? Is it Instagram? How can people get to know Jake better? Because I can text you. You know what I mean? But you respond. Yeah, you respond, which is crazy. And even then, you tell me you're busy. But how can the general person who doesn't know who you are, who hasn't met you, how can they get to know you better?
Yeah, best way really right now, which we'll use a little magic here to show. Best way right now is basically follow me on Instagram, which I think is the reverse because we're on Google. We're on Google Meets right now, but my handle is at JAKOB_Michaels_official. That's the best way to find me. It's the best way to stay in tune with what I've got going on, and it's where I centralize a lot of what I do anymore.
Okay. And when people are coming up to you and they don't have a budget really, where or what industry do you feel like has the most arbitrage? Like, is it restaurants? Is it construction? What has been the best price point based on industry that you've seen that people can kind of jump into? Because there's a lot of people who watch this that want to start things or that have ideas, but to get to the level of working with someone like you, it's like, hey, I feel like I need to be in the right industry to do so. But you're telling me that's not true. So that's why I'm asking that.
Yeah, so I can help anyone is the thing, right? But if I look at like who are really good fits, it's looking at this. Like, Brittany had nothing coming in, for example, and we were able to build her up. Same thing, Johnny was the wedding DJ. We set him a system. They pays $100 to ads, and he sells a 4.5K wedding predictably. Printing money from that.
Right.
So what I would say to look at, it's more like this. If you're I prefer people to be at least at I'm able to generate between 7.5 and 10K minimum per month, with what I've got going on right now. You have to understand that it's not like agencies sell you this great vacation, but they don't sell you a plane ride. The plane ride's real with me. Like, if you frickin' suck at closing, I'm going to be on your ass, and you're going to learn to close, and you're going to start implementing things. If you're not recording your calls, I'm going to get you on that. Like, my thing's a full end-to-end solution. In 90 days, hell or high water, as long as you do what you're told, we're going to get you going and get you results. Like, before this call, I just got off with another client, and she's like, "Oh, these people just aren't responding." And I'm like, "Okay, have you implemented the Loom strategy?" "Oh, what's that?" Go implement the Loom strategy. Like, send Looms out. Like, literally, I've got the whole thing in my back end of my program. Like, go in there and watch this and implement this. It's like $18 a month for Loom, and this Loom has easily made me like $100,000 over the last like 6 months. Like, go do it. You know, I still use Loom for everything. Loom is what I use to make my video that basically on my profile that will take you and explain the breakdown of the program outside. You know, it's just these little things. So anybody can be helped. The main thing I can't help is if you've made really, really bad life decisions that's like absolutely crushed your credit, you know, or circumstance too that've crushed your credit. If, you know, the idea of betting $600 a month to get, you know, a 5 to 8x return on your investment scares you, I can't help you.
Right.
That's something that's like you've got to find it within yourself. If you're somebody though that's either up and coming and you're hungry and you know for a fact that you're going to do whatever it takes, or you're established and it's like, yo, we're already crushing on Google, already crushing here. We really need to hit that, you know, take over the next mountain before it's even fully been found by other people. Those are the people that work best with me typically.
Awesome.
In my experience.
Dude,
and construction industry, but any industry can work,
right.
really.
I want people to understand, like, when I have persons like yourself on, I'm rarely talking strategy. Like, you know what I mean? I want to get to the root of, like, how people operate and what makes them tick and how you got to that level. Because if you're talking technicality, we can do that all day. You know what I mean? Hey, you put this here. It's formulaic to a certain degree, but if you don't have that drive and if you don't have that story that people hold on to, a lot like yourselves, it's going to be hard for people to want to follow you. So I'm just thankful that, A, that God put you in a position to be able to tell the story, and then B, that you've been so kind to me. Like, seriously, I'm glad that we get to talk at this level. Like,
yo, man, you're a total gentleman. We'll go get coffee and something here soon. I got a coffee shop I got to introduce you to.
Yeah. Is it Kerouac?
No, I do like Kerouac, though.
Okay.
If you want to go to Kerouac, I will go there with you.
No, let's go to a new one.
Go to a new one? All right.
Yeah.
We got I'll shout out my buddy. If you're in Columbus, go try Finjani Cafe or Finjon Cafe over off of Cemetery and Cemetery Road in Hilliard. I do almost all of my in-person meetings there or at my other friend's private dining club, Aubergine Private Dining Club in Grandview. Phenomenal places, but we'll have to hit Finjon sometime. You'll love Finjon. You'll probably love Aubergine as well.
Okay.
You'd love Colin. He's a great guy. He does a lot of really good programs and stuff in the city, too. He's on the Make-A-Wish Foundation board and everything else. Lovely human being.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Go ahead and shout out where people can follow you and find you again, just so we can, just so that can happen. And then we can definitely get coffee. We were planning that anyway, guys, but, dude, when you're...
Life just got in the way. We're both busy.
When you're in the trenches, a lot like Jakob is, a lot more than I am. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to his level. Like, you gotta be flexible, so thank you. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Again, just follow me on Instagram at JAKOB_Michaels, MICHAELS _official. Typically, if you type in JAKOB, typically I come up pretty quick.
Yeah,
you can't come up. It's the mug that looks like this.
Dude, Jakob, thank you, man. We're gonna stop recording, but I want everybody to understand how important you are to Columbus, how important you are to the world, because more people like you equate to more impact. And if we don't have impact, we have nothing, man. So thank you. You guys know where to find me. I'll catch you next time. Bye.